One of the reasons that I always wanted to give up before, was because even my family don't support this. Even now, my family don't really support the idea of making games because it doesn't make sense to them and stuff. But that's normal.
Yeah,
that's
it's a
normal
generation. It's a generational gap. People say don't go into esports, and then the kids are like a 12-year-old makes like millions a year playing Fortnite or something. You know what I mean? So they don't understand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to another episode of Picking Brains. I'm your host JJ Swar, and today we have a special guest, an old friend of mine, Omar Al Shaiji. Go ahead and introduce yourself however you want to, or I can do it. It's up to you.
However I want to. I'll just go straight to the point. I'm a game designer, so the first guy to ever make a full game, I guess, on Steam.
Great.
In Bahrain, so I guess that's an achievement.
Of course it is. We'll talk about that inshallah, but I met Omar, I would say in 2018, towards the end of 2018. Okay, so 2018, and we met through Bait Safe.
I think it's 2017.
Maybe even 2017.
Yeah,
so it's
because
been 5 years.
Yeah.
So 5 years. Time flies. But we met through there because we used to go and play video games there. Sometimes we occasionally still do. And at the time, I didn't know who you were. But the first time we've ever met, you were showing me your characters in your video game. Do you remember?
God. Old times, man. It was like a very early stage of the game. It's like not even prototype. What do you call it? Like
it's just the concept.
Just messing around.
The concept of the game.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, Omar released. Was it like a week and a half ago now?
It's been 2 weeks and a half.
2 weeks. 2 weeks and a half. He released his video game called Humans Connect, and it's a boss rush. مناحين. No,
boss
rush.
rush. Yeah.
Boss rush game.
Yeah, I memorized
Say that 10 times. Boss rush. It's a boss rush game. Basically, you play 3 different characters.
Yeah.
And you fight, and each character represents the level. So you have the first guy who's the wolf. I forgot his name.
Nightwolf Julia
and Inpo. Yeah. So So you fight bosses, basically. That's the entire game. You fight bosses, but the bosses are not supposed to be easy. Well, it depends on which character you play. But even the earlier ones, if you've never played a game like this, which is a boss rush, I said it right this time, it'll still be a challenge. And what engine did you use? Unity?
Unity. Yeah.
You used Unity. So for people who are well-versed in this kind of stuff, you will know which engine that is. And he's been working on it for, you said, 4 years?
Technically speaking, I would say ever since we met, I was 17.
So 5 years.
So it's like 5 years. Yeah, I said 4, but I haven't calculated properly.
Yeah, because sometimes we forget that time passes and our brain is like holding on to one number. There are certain stories where I talk and I say, for instance, this happened 5 years ago, when in reality it happened maybe 8 years ago. But I've been saying 5 years for the past 3 years. So, sometimes I have to recalculate how long it's been.
True.
But yeah, so let's go back to where we talked about the game. It's 3, and you when we met, you didn't start developing it yet, right? Like it was just concept.
Yes.
You were drawing characters. So how was that process? What made you give me? You know what? Before I even go into that, give me the journey of Omar.
The journey of Omar.
The journey of Omar. What made you interested in doing this? What were you doing before? What clicked in you that was like, I want to make a video game? Is it something in your background? Did you study for this? Is it something completely different than what you studied, etc.? Give me the journey of Omar.
All right, buckle up. Okay.
Let's go.
All right. It came out of passion, to be honest. And the first thought I had that I wanted to make a game was like, I was a teenager, I guess, or maybe actually younger than that.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you know, I've been playing games ever since I was 6.
Yeah.
So I grew up intermediate school, and from there, I used to do a lot of art for school and stuff. And the only art I'm good at is making characters. So I used to draw a lot of original characters. Yeah, and I used to take elements and inspiration from different characters and stuff, and then I create my own, which is a every artist
Basically,
on
yeah.
planet does that.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it came to my mind. I'm like, okay, if I'm able to create characters, would I be able to create landscapes? And then I started to draw landscape and stuff. And then the school gave me a reward for that. Yeah, because I used to draw for them and such. And I drew many things. And then I just realized that my creativity is not normal. I was a kid back then. Yeah, and I thought it this way. I'm like, so everybody just think of something and draw. But for me, I think about a lot of different things when I draw.
Such as like the world of the character,
Yes.
the story.
The whole character story, lore, everything. So I used to play a lot of games. I'm like, why don't I just cope all that skills into making a game? And then in high school, okay, I tried using Unity, and back then it was terrible as a software. Like,
Early stages.
yeah, very, very early stage. They call it a Unity 4.0, I guess.
Okay.
And it had nothing in it. It's just like a very basic structure of how to make a game. Like, there's no advanced hitbox, hurtbox, and all that stuff. It didn't even exist. So I tried to learn Unity, but then I gave up. I'm like, I just no way.
It's not ready, and you're not ready, or is it just the Unity that wasn't ready?
It's both.
Both.
Yeah, it's both. I wasn't ready because I didn't know much about the programming, and the way I approached programming was kind of dumb because I used to play a lot of PS1, PS2 games, and I've learned a couple of programming languages, including the hex thing where you have the binary 0 0 and then 0 0 and then 0 0.
So hexadecimal.
Yes, that. Okay, I forgot the name. And
Well, it's not really a language. It's more of a representation of data.
yes. It's a representation of data. It's not even language. I tried to understand what does it mean to change those values. And then I used to hack PS1 games with that. And it was so funny. and I had like a bunch of codes. I give it for free to people back then on YouTube. And this is how I started YouTube back then.
I want to talk. I was going to bring. So you're spoiling the story of Omar because I was going to bring YouTube. Because Omar, you have over 99, pretty much 100,000 subscribers, right?
Not really. Let's say 18,000 away.
Okay, let's round it up. You know, if it's past 50,
yeah.
I'm kidding. But, so you do have. I don't think you're active on YouTube anymore when it comes to the type of content that you used to make. I know you still upload occasionally when you feel inspired, which is the way I approach this podcast, by the way. Which I agree because, we're recording. Sorry.
Go on.
I write a message. I'm recording with a guest. I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Let's just go on.
Anyway, yeah. So, what was I saying?
You were talking about your podcast.
Yes, this is how I approach the podcast. So I don't like forcing schedules, especially if it's something I'm passionate about. I would want to take my time whenever I feel inspired. I want to do. Obviously, I don't want to wait too long sometimes because people have expectations, etc. But for the most part, it's when I feel like it. So yeah, you've had a presence on YouTube.
Yeah, but the thing is that we can talk about it after because
let's do that after.
Yeah, I don't want to divert.
Of course.
So let's stick to the journey.
Sure.
Yeah, and
the journey of Omar.
Yeah.
The hero's journey.
The hero's journey. In high school, I didn't do much when it comes to game development. I used to just draw. And by the way, the first character I've ever drawn, I even saw it. It was Nightwolf, you know?
Yeah.
The first look of his, he was kind of weird. And he looked a very typical werewolf, you know? There's no something unique in him or anything. But it gave me an idea to just start the story with him. But then when I developed the game, I had I copied the story with three different characters rather than one. But in high school, yeah, I didn't do much really. I was more focusing on the study because
You did the PS1 hacks, by the way. That's where we left off. But so
yeah, afterwards. I'm
so
talking
this
about
is
like
all
afterward.
after. Okay.
Yeah, this is all after.
So Night Wolf, was that early that you've drawn him
Yes,
in your
it
life?
was that early, but he didn't look
The same,
the
obviously.
same or let's say visually appealing.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I went to university, um, I've learned a lot of stuff in university.
What did you major in?
Web media,
Okay.
and the thing is about the web media, it's more of a not very technical major, but rather general. Yeah, it just teaches you the basics about everything, including game development, which I was really surprised. Yeah, like I didn't know universities actually teaches game development, although they didn't teach us everything.
Of course. Just a
Yeah,
foundation.
yeah, just the foundation, and this is where I started. But the funny thing is, I did use Unity before I took the course, so it was kind of an easy course for me. Yeah, and I was the top student in the class.
Nice.
Yeah,
Kind of lucky that they chose Unity over other engines, huh? As
yeah.
well. Because you also have Unreal. You have like another obscure ones like I don't know, Crytek, whatever it's called.
CryEngine.
CryEngine. Okay, that's made by Crytek. Oops. Yeah, so there. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. And then I just started to make my game in 2017. But although I was just messing around and stuff, I just made a concept, and then I had to learn so many things, and oh my god, I was surprised. Like I thought game development is just gonna be like create a character, create a landscape in a game, just put him in that. But no,
Of course. It's
my god, like there are a lot of elements inside the game development that you have to know in order to make a game.
of course experience, which is why for people who don't know, it's a 3D game.
Yes.
Which is why I was surprised for a first ever game you went for 3D. What most people do is when they start out with very minimalistic games
I know.
or 2D games, or even if it's 3D, it's very minimalistic. And then once they build the experience, then they move on to the beast, which is 3D. And even when they do that, they usually have people with them, teammates, whatever, doing some aspects of the game while you work on other aspects. But you did the whole thing
Yes.
by yourself, and it was 3D.
Yes, and the reason I chose 3D because it's an inspiration because most of the games I play are 3D, and I wasn't really a fan of 2D games, but I'm not saying that I haven't played them. I did, yeah, but I'm kind of biased. I like 3D more.
Of course.
Yeah, because there's a lot of room for creativity when it comes to 3D.
Yeah.
Like a 2D, not so much because there's a missing dimension.
Of course.
Yeah.
But when you add that one dimension, you're adding a whole world of possible problems and complexity.
Yeah,
right?
true.
So it's like a double-edged sword. It could be
Yeah.
a better visually appealing game, but also way more complex, especially for a one-man
Way more
team.
complex,
It's a one-man
yes.
team. Okay, so now I have a brief idea of the journey of Omar. We finished the hero's journey.
Yeah.
You've conquered this beast. I know you've had a lot of struggles with the game. There are times where you felt like you wanted to quit.
Yeah.
That's which is normal. Which is normal with anything that you're passionate
Yeah.
about.
And the
But
thing is, it's not once.
yeah,
I had the thoughts of quitting like 5, 6 times, 7, in like 2 years of constantly developing the game. And the reason I had these thoughts, which is again, it's normal
yeah,
for anyone who's curious about it. When you make a game, you gotta learn how to 3D model a character. And this time, I'm not talking about 2D. I'm
Yeah.
talking about 3D. Like
yeah,
the skills you require to make 3D games are more than 2D, and this is perhaps it's obvious. Yeah, you have to 3D model a character, and 3D modeling character is the whole world itself. Yeah, programming is the whole world itself. Yeah, learning the game engine is the whole world itself. studying games in general. How do they?
Like the psychology of video games,
Yes.
what attracts people to keep playing, gamer
Yes.
retention, all these the design and philosophy behind video games. It's a whole thing on its own,
Yes,
which I get.
and because of that, I always felt disappointed that I might not acquire those skills, or perhaps I'm not that capable. So there are a lot of times where I just call people and I want to get it out of my chest. Yeah, including
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
I guess.
Which is fine. This is, and I said this before on the podcast. This is called the Dunning-Kruger Effect.
Yeah.
The Dunning-Kruger Effect basically describes how people acquire new skills. So you have the beginning where you learn a little bit and you feel like I know everything,
True.
right? You feel like okay, this is easy, and then the more you learn, that confidence goes way down. And then even though you're learning more, you're better than you were before when you were confident. Now you're almost, it's called the valley of despair. Okay, this is where you feel like I don't
saw
know
your
anything.
podcast, so
Yeah. But for
So,
people who
I'm
didn't
kind of
tune
familiar.
in, people who didn't tune in
Yeah.
before, right? And then the more time goes in, the more skills you develop, the more you feel like you're regaining the confidence, but you know your limitations, right? I feel like that's where you are now. So now that you know your limitations as a one-man developer, what are your goals for the next game? Are you going to make it as big as Humans Connect? Are you going to make it a little more like smaller?
yeah, it's a good thing that he asked me about this.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find a way to talk about this
Yes.
on my social media, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge topic.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna start with the questions I've received from
I know one of them.
everyone.
Is it about a second part?
Yes.
The continuation?
Yes. So the majority of the people actually liked the game, and although there are some criticism and negativity, which is normal, you know.
Of course.
Because
it's a one-man team. It's my first
yeah,
video
exactly.
game. What do you expect? There's going to be flaws, but at the
Yeah,
end,
of course.
I did it and you didn't. So
yeah. But
I, as in you, by the way, I'm representing you.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so many of them just asked me whether to continue this game specifically because they liked the environment and they liked the design and the choices I made with the characters. Like, okay, why after the fight this does this, this
Yeah.
does that, and I purposely did this. It's very intentional.
I saw the interview. You said you like to have mystery in your story.
Yes, and obviously I couldn't put the entire story in just a very small game.
Of course.
Yeah, so I chose to take a very specific part, just part, by the way, because at home I've done like 20 pages of the entire story. No one has that data except me.
Can you send it to me?
No.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Cut. No, I'm kidding. Continue.
Yeah. So I took that part and put in the game. Yeah. So there are actions that those three characters do, and there's a hidden character in the game. And by the way, this is gonna be spoilers. Yes. So,
Spoiler warning.
yeah. Spoiler warning.
You've been warned.
There's a fourth character in the game called Alpha. So people have no idea who this character is, and it made them question the character a lot. But they liked one thing, that he's let's say not vulnerable to anything. Yeah, so he's actually the final boss in the game. Yeah, so when you fight him and stuff, and once you finish beating him, afterwards you're gonna see him just
Yeah.
standing there, and nothing really affected him. So people liked
He's
it. Like,
tough. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah. So back again to the same question. People want me to continue on the game. Yeah, they want me to expand the lore, the story, and everything. So if you think of it this way, and this is gonna be my answer now, I myself cannot
Yes.
continue. Why? Because I'm alone, and there's what do you call it? No funding, I guess.
Yeah, no funding, lack of developers that can join you to help you, etc. So this is why I was thinking you can take a break from this title,
I am at the moment.
right? Make another game, Get your name more out there. Don't make it as ambitious visually. I'm not saying don't make it as ambitious as a game. Obviously, you want it to attract a lot of people to play it. But this is my advice to you. Go for a game that you can finish in maybe 2 years or less. Something simple, maybe with a repetitive mechanic like roguelikes. Binding of Isaac, all those games. I don't know, Risk of Rain 2, those kind of games. Maybe do something like that. And then maybe, inshallah, eventually you'll get funding, you'll get people that can join you. Because already, I want to talk about this. It seems like you want to say something. So before I change the topic, go ahead.
There's something I want to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I want to continue on what I said because there's no difference between continuing on the game and making a new game.
Yeah.
There's no difference because either way, I'm just gonna redo things all over again, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I'm starting all over again. However, if I had that choice, I would rather to continue on the game. Why? Because I already made the assets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can reuse them and then build things differently. I suppose, and make it bigger. Yeah.
So is that your plan?
Perhaps, but not at the moment because, like you said, I am kind of taking a break.
Yeah.
It could be 1 month or 2 months, just refreshing all that stuff because it's been 5 years that I'm locking myself in the room, just working on the game. This is like a prison for the brain.
It's only a prison if you make it. If you make it a prison.
Well, yeah,
it's about your mentality. Yeah. If it's something you love and you're passionate about, it shouldn't be like that. Now, obviously, I'm not saying it shouldn't be challenging, but it shouldn't feel like a prison. Even though it's a consequence sometimes, I understand. But what I'm saying is this is a learning experience for you. Now you know how to approach things. You have to know you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah,
if you
true. I didn't actually.
You don't have investors that are. You don't have a publisher that's pushing a date on you. You don't have investors that are. You have people that are expecting a game, but they still want to support you. Most of them are family and friends. You know what I mean? And fans of you. They want the best for you.
Yeah, one of the reasons that I always wanted to give up before, was because even my family don't support this. Even now, my family don't really support the idea of making games because it doesn't make sense to them and stuff. But that's normal.
Yeah,
that's
it's a generational gap. People say don't go into esports, and then the kids are like a 12-year-old makes like millions a year playing Fortnite or something. You know what I mean? So they don't understand. But as long as you know that it's something you like, and I know your family at the end wants you to be happy.
Of course, absolutely. Right? They want the best for me, but I'm the kind of person who just like to take risks.
Yeah.
To achieve something.
You have to take risks. If you stay in your comfort zone, there's no growth. Right? If you're always comfortable, there's no growth. You have to be uncomfortable. I was gonna move on a little bit and talk about the reception of your game. Not necessarily reviews or whatever, but just the notoriety and the publicity of your game. I was very surprised to find out that Moist Critical, Charlie.
My God.
If you guys don't know who that is, he has over 10 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yes.
He has a lot of subscribers. I've known about this guy since 2012 or something. I've been watching him for a long time before he hit.
Really?
Yeah. Before he showed his face, he used to just make funny commentary videos on video games a long time ago. Like I'm talking before Black Ops 1. I remember he used to make. Yeah, it's a very long time. So I've known this guy I've known of him for the longest time, and just to see that he's playing a game that belongs to my friend who made that game, I mean, was crazy. And I thought maybe I'm gonna send him a message or something. Can you please play my video game, etc. Because he's a streamer as well on Twitch, right? and that's where he mostly spends his time now. He
yes.
uploads his.
Yes, he does. I watch him on Twitch, and I actually discovered him on Twitch, not on YouTube.
Yeah, no, this is before. Yeah,
it was recently that I knew about him, and then I went to his channel. Like, he has so much content.
He has a lot of content. Yeah, no, he's funny. He's hilarious. But anyway, so I wake up and I go to, I think it was WhatsApp, and I see a picture of him playing your game. I'm like, this can't be real, right? Someone must have put like his webcam on top of your game or something. Unless Umar, like I said, unless Umar told him like, can you please play my game, etc. Like he set it up that way, and it was like a surprise, but apparently it's not. So then I went to the VOD. And then the VOD, the stream, the broadcast, the past broadcast.
Yeah.
And I went on Discord with my friends and we watched it, and it was a blast. He played the game for over 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. My God, man. I did not expect this to happen. And like you said, you're one of the only one who's surprised. I made the game. I was surprised myself. Yeah. I was asleep. Yeah,
it was a perfect storm because the way I saw the VOD, he was going through Steam's new games page.
Yes.
Right? And then you just released your game, so now it's going to be on the new releases. So by chance, the one stream where he wants to, because he does this occasionally, he doesn't do this every day where he goes to new games and play them.
Every week, I think he does.
Every week. So you have 1 in a 7 chance for him to see your game.
Exactly.
And then he's looking, and he sees humans connect, and everybody, and he's looking at the trailer, and everybody's in the chat just like, play this game.
Yeah.
And it was a blast. I was very surprised and happy. He enjoyed himself. He was challenged. He was challenged by the game.
Very, very challenged.
Yeah.
Very challenged.
I remember he even said at one point, I don't think the developer of this game beat this boss. Yes, and this is the second boss, not even the third one.
Yeah, this is even second.
Now, obviously, that is false because Charlie himself eventually beat all the bosses.
Yeah, and at the top of that, I actually made a video response.
So he made a response speed running the entire game. And it took you how much? 6 minutes?
No,
or 16?
9 minutes.
9 minutes. Okay.
Yeah,
which is still amazing, right? So that was big. And everybody was proud of you. I think people went and commented, I think, on Charlie's video or your video. I don't know which one.
Charlie, not mine.
Yeah. So it was a blast. But then recently, I think we've done the podcast in the perfect time. If we did it the first time you suggested, I would not be able to talk about this because it would not have happened back then. But you were on GDN News. Their Instagram and their newspaper, and also on Bahrain International TV. So congratulations on that. It's a big achievement.
Thank you so much.
So describe how you're feeling about the reception of the game.
You see, the thing is about all this is that whatever reward I get from finishing the game, whether that's I'm being exposed to the news, that I made a game and all that stuff. I don't want to sound harsh. Like I'm just being honest, and realistic about what do I feel and yeah,
of course.
So I don't feel that I've accomplished anything through seeing GDN and all that stuff. But although it's great, yeah. But if I see people playing my game and they're enjoying their time playing my game, this is what I call accomplishment.
Of course.
Yeah, and seeing Most Critical playing the game
and the entire game, by the way.
Yeah, and he invested because usually he plays games but don't finish it because there are bugs and stuff. But my game, he dedicated 2 hours to finish the game because he got challenged and stuff. And although there are things he didn't enjoy, which is normal.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. But the result in the end, let's say he didn't feel bad or angry about it. He just enjoyed his time, because he enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I feel happy. Yeah. Everybody played it, like my friends and other people that I don't know just bought the game and played it, and they enjoyed it.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, the thing is, I wanted to ask you if you finished the
Yes,
game
I
or not?
finished
You
it.
did?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay. How long did it take you? Just a question.
Well, so here's the thing: the first two bosses I beat pretty fast because I play tested your game
Yeah.
like maybe a month ago or a month and a half ago.
3 weeks. It's not even a month.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I played. So I had a general idea of how to beat the first two bosses. So that took me maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes. I would say I died a couple of times, but
Already, have 5.
yeah. But the third boss, I didn't beat the first time. I like my first session. I mean, I quit.
He's hard.
Yeah, I quit, and then I actually replayed after watching Moist Critical. I saw how he played the boss, so I played him. I played him again. Yeah, I cheated.
You cheated. That's unfair. But yeah, the whole point is that because all of you just played the game and had fun, this is the part where I become very happy.
Yes.
Yeah, because I like seeing the people being happy, enjoy, and this is one of the goals of me making any games in general. Yeah, it's not about money. I mean, sure, there's money and stuff, but that's not my goal. My goal is just making people happy, and
That's what the passion is about, you know.
yeah.
Same thing with my podcast. I'm not trying to make money. Although if you want to, I'm kidding. If you want to sponsor me, no. But yeah, I was. You're the second Omar I've had now.
Really?
Yeah, because I just uploaded an episode today. You shared it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you shared it.
Oh my god, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just released the episode today with Omar. So now we have two Omars. Who knows? Maybe the next one will be Omar as well. But
Omar Farouk. No, I'm just kidding.
imagine. But yeah, no, dude. I think that's a good goal to have. That people enjoy your game, and like you said, Moisture playing your game through and through is one of the biggest compliments and accomplishments you could have as a developer. If I were in your position, that's what I would think. Because when I was watching him play your game, I felt like he was playing my game because because
because
you're
of my
friend.
journey.
Exactly. I was
we were
like smiling.
together.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
smiling the entire time. Like, this guy's playing my friend's game. Moist Critical, the guy I've been watching for over 10 years, is playing his game. So it was a crazy moment. But yeah, and we kind of hinted at your YouTube career. I want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you go ahead, describe however you want your YouTube channel. How did it start? Where did it start getting popularity and notoriety from people, the subscribers, etc.?
Well, the thing is, the YouTube journey is a whole different thing than game development. Yeah.
Yeah.
My, where did I begin? Okay, let's start with me starting on YouTube with hacking games.
Yeah.
This was the start. I enjoyed it at the beginning, but then after 1 year, I found that making tutorials, and when I say back then, I mean 2011.
Yeah.
That was 11, 12, and this is where I started. Yeah, 10 years ago, by the way. Charlie is not the only one who started 10 years ago. Yeah.
Fun fact, I made a tutorial in 2011 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what is it about?
It's about how to convert your videos from AVI to MP4. And has 80,000 views, but no one will know about it ever. I will never share it to anybody. I sound like a squeaker, man. Hey guys, today we're talking.
Oh my god! I felt the same way. By the way, I went back and saw my tutorial. Hey guys, I'm like, no, just close that shit, man. Just no. Yeah, but overall, the first tutorial I made was a very complex one. Yeah, it's not an AVI. It's even more complicated. But I've got over 1 million views.
Wow.
1 million.
What was the video?
It was about, playing PS3. You have a PS3 console, but you display whatever is in the PS3 on laptop's monitor. Yeah, and the way I did it, have you ever heard of this capture card device called EasyCap?
Yes. It was no. I remember one called Dazzle.
No, EasyCap. this big. It was tiny.
I think I do as well. It's like a US. It's like a HDMI at the end of it.
No. It doesn't even have a HDMI. It has
Well,
like
HDMI. The
AV port.
AV. Sorry, AV. I think I have
Yeah.
that. I think I still have that in this room somewhere.
Yeah, I have it as well, but it's not working anymore because one time I was bored and just thrown it to the wall.
So basically, you taught people how to capture the PS3 monitor into their laptop, and they can game on the monitor of their laptop.
Yeah,
And that got you over 1 million views.
over 1 million views.
Was it in Arabic or English?
It was in English, and oh my god, I was stuttering all that time when I talk. And for those who don't know, I have speaking problems. I stutter, yeah. And back then it was worse. Yeah, but the more you grow and socialize, the better.
It gets
you
better,
become.
of course.
Yeah, which is normal. So the video was 15 minutes. And I was just stuttering all the time.
But at least it got you 1 million views. That means that you were doing something, right?
Yeah, of course. And you know,
That's how you started.
yeah, I got partnership, and because of that video,
remember
I
that.
got a lot of money back then. My god.
Dude, for those who don't know, partnerships is basically how you can make money off of YouTube.
Yes.
And one of the ways you can tell if someone's partnered is if you go to the YouTube channel and they have a top banner, because those were only reserved for partners. Back then, you never had a top banner on YouTube. It was just your channel name, your videos. But if you were partnered, they would allow you to put a top banner.
Yes.
That's how you do. It's kind of like the old version of a tick mark back then, like the verified. You know, if you see that banner, oh, this guy's partnered.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on
Yeah.
from making the first video or whatever. So this is where the journey begins, and I just started making tutorials, videos, and then I went to game reviews. And my game reviews, all of them, 20 videos made no sense. So,
Okay.
yeah, and and then the whole content is just changed. And then I started to speak Arabic, but rather English. Yeah, and then I got more attention. I guess people liked watching my content.
What kind of content did you make?
I used to make random contents, but mostly gaming. I used to play any type of game that I see, whether it's a new game or an old game, PS1, PS2, and all that stuff. And surprisingly, people watch because when Arab person makes a video about him playing PS1 game, no one watches. But when I do it, everybody watches. And there's this video. It's a really popular video where I play what is this game? Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
on
Is it the
PS1.
fighting one?
No.
That's the PS2.
This is on the PS2.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the two players. You know that there's this
I don't think I
house-
played it. Oh, maybe. Is it the side game?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I made this video and I got let's say 1.5 million views. Yeah, it's crazy. But what happened afterwards, I got copyrighted and then I had to then re-upload. My God, man, YouTube's just...
What, did you use a song that was copyrighted?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Imagine all that revenue that went past.
No. The revenue didn't go away. I got it,
Okay.
but then they gave me the
copyright. Okay.
Yeah, I was a bit lucky
Okay.
back then. And then there's this one part where I hated YouTube so much, and for 3 reasons. I'll make it quick. First was because of the community. Yeah, and this is a fact. Yeah, it's not me just saying things because I had a grudge or anything. No, this is situations that happened to me, and there are other content creators in Bahrain. Yeah, they do gaming and stuff. And when I talk about these people, I'm not talking about Allah. It's he's like a side.
Okay. I don't know who
Devil
that is.
Station.
Oh, I remember Devil's Game, Devil Station. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about
Okay.
others because them they approached YouTube differently.
Okay.
So they're not part of all this.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are a lot of content creators who are abusing or taking advantage of my content.
Okay, so they're copying your content?
Yeah, they're copying my content, and I cannot do anything about it. Yeah, so let's say if I make a video where I play a certain game before anyone else,
Then they play it.
yeah.
So my
people say
question
and they
is-
just do it.
My question is, when they did copy, did they get more attention than you? And if so,
Yes.
why is that? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You think
back
it's just
then.
the
I
youth?
didn't know why back then, and it left me in a state of confusion. Yeah, I'm like, why does that happen? But then I overcome this by making a let's say a series show that made no sense called Atni Arabi. If and everybody knows this. Everybody knows this.
I remember that.
Yeah, I got a
When
lot
I
of
when you
views.
first showed me your YouTube channel, those were the videos I watched. I think one of them was in Black Ops Nuketown.
Yeah.
There's a video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Describe this series. What was it?
It was basically me taking songs, whether they're new or old, and I translate in Arabic and see. And the reason I did that because Google Translator does not translate from English to Arabic properly.
Of course.
And
yeah.
the words they bring it out as a translation. It's so hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny and very creative at the start. But then once I made like 5-6 episodes, I got bored and I started making different content. Yeah, mostly games and funny sketches. But then I started to see that I'm not getting more views. People didn't like it. So I was stuck in a loop where I have to only create one specific content, so that I get a lot of views. But the other content I make, it's just people are not interested.
Yeah.
And then every single content other than Adna Arabi I make, I keep looking at the comments, and there's no interactivity between me and the people. They're just asking for Adna Arabi, and they're
So
very toxic.
basically, Atna Arabi was what everybody wanted, and it's not what you felt like doing.
Yes.
To the point where the things that you felt like doing were getting bombarded by comments saying, do the thing that you don't want to do.
Yeah, true. And
That's sad. And that's a reality. People go through this. They have to provide what people want because they have to do that, because otherwise they won't get any views, which is sad.
yeah, it's sad and toxic as well. It destroys your mental health with that, yeah, because you cannot be who you are.
Yes.
Like you have to fake yourself
Yeah.
just to please others. And this is the part where I said, you know what?
Screw you guys.
No. It's more of a I'm not gonna continue on YouTube anymore.
Okay, so you quit YouTube.
No.
I mean, quit the consistent scheduled videos
Yes.
grind. It's not that
Yes.
it's not that you don't make videos, but
Yes,
it's,
I wanted to continue on YouTube, but a lot of policy changes on YouTube and stuff, and I don't see YouTube as a healthy way to create content and stuff. And I chose to approach content creation differently with Twitch. Yeah, because I felt very comfortable with Twitch because I can interact with people live.
yes.
Yeah, rather than at a camera, lights, set, go, action, fake.
Edit.
Yeah. Fake yourself, and then you have to edit all that stuff. Just no.
This is by the way, this is something I tell people because they think running a podcast. I relate to you because they think running a podcast is show up, press record here, press record there, upload.
No,
They don't know.
No.
Obviously, there's more steps to video and stuff like that. And,
Yeah, there are steps.
But in general, I have to record the camera. I have to record this. Then I have to take the memory
This
SD
as
card.
well.
Yeah, take a memory. I have to go upload it to the computer. Then I have to edit the audio to make sure it sounds good. I have to keep doing it every single time. There's no template because everybody's voice is different with my guests. I have to keep adjusting for my guests. I have to remove any background noise. I have to remove any curse words. I have to then go to my video editing software. I have to sync them. I have to include the intro. I have to make a teaser trailer. I have to make a YouTube thumbnail. I have to
Damn,
make
just stop.
I have to make an Instagram. I have to
My God,
exactly. I have
many
to,
steps, man.
I have to make an Instagram thumbnail. Then I have to upload the podcast to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Thankfully, I have an RSS feed that does that, which does it automatically. But then I have to pay for that RSS feed service. Then I have to look at people's comments and see because everybody's complaining about lighting. I mean, yes, I understand the lighting is not the best, but this is my bedroom. I don't want to turn my bedroom into a studio, you know?
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, I mean, people, it's not as simple as it is,
Yeah, so
as people think. Sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
so the reasons are the followed. Yeah, three reasons. First, I'm not being myself.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I left YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah. Second, the community is toxic, and I'm not gonna talk about it. And when I say the community, I'm not talking just about the people.
The audience. You're not talking about the audience.
Yeah.
You're talking about creators.
Yeah, exactly. The creators and the audience both
Yeah.
on YouTube were very toxic.
Mm.
Yeah. And third, because it's very time consuming. Very time consuming. And the things you said, where you have to check everything.
Yeah.
When I create videos, it's the same thing. Yeah, I have to check everything. And the editing, because my videos were 10 minutes to 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it takes so much time to edit.
It does. That's why people nowadays who get some publicity, they hire editors immediately
Yes, true.
because they know it's going to be time consuming, and the efficiency that you get from hiring an editor is outweighs the time you're going to put into editing, because that's too much time. Because not only maybe you're recording for an hour or two, then you have to edit for 8 hours or however long. So cutting that 8 hours out and paying someone for that convenience is worth it. If I had someone that could do my podcast, I would pay them, But right now, it's not too bad. Hopefully, eventually, I do have 2 cameras. I do want to do a camera on me and a camera on the guest, and then have it cut.
It would be nice because I watch your podcast, and
Yeah, it's just
it
one.
would be nice.
You can see
to
my
have-
feet
to
all
have-
the time. I understand. Hi, it's free feet pics. But no, I understand. It's not. I'm not oblivious to what's going on, like what needs to be done with my podcast. But I'm at a point right now where it's a passion. I don't want to make it into something that stresses me out all the time when it comes to equipment. I had to get these couches, these mics, these tables, all these things to make it work. I don't want to keep adding onto it. Right now, it's at a comfortable place. I'm approaching it with a comfortable pace. And eventually, when I do the 2 camera thing, if I maybe move out from my house, whatever it is, inshallah, it'll happen. But for now, this is what we have. And podcasts are usually audio, right? I'm doing video. That's an extra thing I'm doing, which I wanted because I want people to see our reactions, our facial expressions, etc. I know it's not the best with the lighting. I understand, but right now, this is what we have. Sorry, I had to go ramble about that because you reminded me of the struggle.
Yeah, and I kind of finished my point when it comes to YouTube. And this is it. Yeah. So right now I'm a streamer.
Yeah.
I do have followers on Twitch, but not that much. It's like 180 followers, which is
good.
Yeah, which is a very good start.
Where can people tune in to your podcast? I mean, to your Twitch. Oops.
You mean the name?
Yeah, your username.
It's Omar Al Shaiji, but
it's just one word, no underscore, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just one word.
I'll make sure to link it in the stuff.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, so what else do you want to talk about, Omar? Because this is usually a two-way thing.
Yeah.
Right. I want people to talk about what they want to talk about. What do you feel like talking about?
Yeah, and I want to talk about the gaming industry.
Okay.
Generally, like in Bahrain or the GCC, and this is something I wanted to talk about for such a long time because I don't know if you heard about this news. It's a very
is it the Microsoft acquiring?
No.
Oh, you mean Bahrain?
Yeah,
okay,
in Bahrain.
Sorry.
It's the Respawn news.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I saw sad news.
Yeah, so if people don't know, Respawn Gaming Center is closing.
So Respawn Gaming Center, for those who don't know, it's a place where you play video games with friends, you enjoy food, snacks, tournaments used to be held there, like Tekken tournaments, which I want to talk about. I forgot to mention. Omar's accomplishments, not only over 80,000 subscribers on YouTube, not only finishing a game that and the first person to publish a game on Steam in Bahrain and have Moist Critical play it, but also this guy wins and owns in Tekken tournaments.
Yep.
So, don't feel like you haven't achieved much because you achieved a lot. and you have a
Yeah, I did.
long way ahead of you. Don't worry.
Yeah, and the thing is about Respawn, they're the key element of esport in Bahrain. So you see them organize a lot of tournaments in Bahrain, and they're the reason that the esport in Bahrain is shining. And people don't know that because people just generally go to tournaments, play games, and they watch esport, but they don't know the people who's behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So seeing that the key of the esport in Bahrain will be closed is actually sad.
It is sad, and that's unfortunately due to COVID. It's been
Yeah.
it hits businesses hard, and
Yeah.
Respawn
It
is
hit
no
them
different.
really, really hard.
Hopefully, they'll make a comeback.
I hope so. And the thing is, I'm kind of part of them in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I help them with a lot of things, and every time I do a stream, their logo is like there
Yeah.
on my stream.
I remember also I would try to contribute in any way I can. If there's any commentary needed for Tekken, I would show up and do commentary.
Shagba.
But I remember the whole Tekken Master edit you made when I commented about him playing a Street Fighter character in Tekken.
Yeah. It was hilarious,
that was
man.
hilarious.
The way you
Worded it.
described him, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, shout out to Tekken Master, good friend of ours and a world champion.
He is, yeah. And so the topic is that the gaming industry in Bahrain, generally speaking, is being weakened rather than
Strengthened.
yes. And people actually think otherwise because of game development, but I disagree at that point because
When you say gaming, you mean esports
yes,
particularly, right?
no. When I say gaming, I mean everything, like esports, game development.
Okay, but you don't mean game consumption, right? Because people play games.
No,
a
no,
lot.
no.
Okay, I just want to
No,
make
no.
it clear. So game development, tournaments, esports, this kind of bubble.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and game development might be a little bit rising because of me.
Which is good.
I made the call.
The founding father of
Yeah,
gaming.
the founding father of game dev in Bahrain. But the problem is that people don't know what are the things that you have to go through to make games. And thankfully, there's an education
Yeah.
in Bahrain, but it doesn't tell you everything. But it's a start.
Yeah.
And recently, like a week ago, has it been a week? No, let's say 4 days. I went to Bahrain Polytechnic, presented my game there to the students of my major and IT major. Yeah, so I explained to them the process of making a game and stuff, and I tried my best not to make it very overwhelming for them because I was doing 2 presentations for the third year students and the first year students. So for the third year students, it will be fine if it's overwhelming for them because they have to expect these kind of things.
Yeah.
Because they teach them many things about games, content creation, and all that stuff. However, for the first year, the way I presented everything was kind of cool. I just sat down and we had a conversation with the tutor. Yeah, tutor, teacher, whatever.
Professor.
Yeah. So the teacher was asking me questions and stuff, and the students contributed
To the conversation,
Yes.
which is good.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's very relaxed environment.
Yeah, exactly. Just like now as well.
Yeah.
You know,
I hope it
relaxing
is. Are you enjoying
Yeah.
yourself?
Well, so much.
Great.
So much.
Great.
It's
I don't
like
know-
cool, chill.
That's the goal. The AC, the couches. I want it to be. The couch is obviously the most important thing I had to get and make sure I get right because I don't want people to be not comfortable. So far, this is the 9th episode now. I
Ninth
think.
episode. Is it?
Yeah,
ninth
this is the
episode?
9th episode
Oh.
now. So far I'm 9 for 9 when it comes to people being comfortable, which is good.
Good. And this is about game development
Yes.
in general. Like it's a bit rising, but it's not going anywhere. Like
The problem
this
is
just
Bahrain is a small country, right? So think
exactly.
think of it this way. What's our population? 1.6, 1.7 million?
Yeah.
Okay, 1.6, 1.7 million. Okay. And then the sad reality is that there aren't any female developers that I've known of. Most of the developers I know of are men. Most. I'm not sure if somebody wants to enlighten me, but I have a friend.
True.
So
True.
so let's make the
The
assumption.
majority are just men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not something against women. It's not interesting to that group, right? For now. Hopefully that will change.
Yeah.
So now we have to cut the population in half. So we have what 1.6, 1.7, 1.6 million right now. So we cut that in half. How much do we
Cut
get?
that in the half.
So we get
we're gonna-
800,000,
Yes.
right? So you have 800,000 men now. 800,000 men, and then we have to cut. They're not men; these are boys and men and elderly people, right? So
Kids,
now,
teenage, adult.
So we have to cut away the kids for now because they're not going to be involved in developing for a while, and we have to cut the elderly because I don't think they're, especially in our country, not going to.
So we have the teenage and adult.
So now we have to, let's say, shed another 400,000. Okay.
Damn.
So now we're left with 400,000 people. Which a lot of people. That's still a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna have to talk about professions. How many people go into college? Maybe not everybody goes to college. Let's say out of the 400,000, we'll say 300,000 or 250. Right, 250,000 go to college. What do they major in? Architecture, lawyers, doctors. You have people going to the army or going to Ministry of Interior, Dakhiliya. Have all these things, right?
Yeah. And that's it.
So you have all that. So now, how much are you left with?
You're left with 2% of the people.
You have what? You
who
have
are interested
maybe
in.
100 people left now who might be interested.
Yeah.
That's the sad part, and the support for the gaming development is not that big, just because the interest of the people are not there. So that's why I like people who, like you, make video games despite status quo, where you have to do this and that, because you are lighting a fire, right? And
Yes.
you want people to follow that. So I'm glad to hear that you said that some people might be interested in developing because they played your game or they know of you now because of the news, because of Most Critical, because obviously Most Critical's audience are not all in Bahrain, but still, people know of him here.
Yeah.
So-
Another thing is the support for game development. It's not that very little. It's almost a non-existence
yeah.
in Bahrain, which is sad because we work so hard to just make an consumable entertainment content, which is video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people don't really see it this way. People just see it as a revenue, like the product. Does it come with revenue? If not, then we're not supported, which is a very
Capitalism.
إيه.
Capitalism kills art and dreams.
yeah خلينا نقول تفكير سطحي.
Very shallow
Yes,
thinking.
yeah, very shallow.
So, I was gonna say it's kind of like an unfortunate paradox, in the sense that what I mean when I say that is people, unfortunately and understandably, a lot of people will be motivated by revenue because it's their livelihood, right?
Yes.
If they want to have a family, they want to take care of their kids, they want to bring food. There has to be some kind of revenue, right? And I think for all, some people are fortunate enough to not have to worry about that, and they can go through these endeavors. So revenue is a vital part for a lot of people. If there's no revenue, people are demotivated from making games. If people are not making games, there will be no revenue. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
cycle. There's no revenue, people are not interested in making it because they don't get money from it, right? If people are not making games, nobody's going to buy the games that people are making, so there'll be no revenue. So it's like an unfortunate cycle. It's like almost like a limbo that we live in Bahrain when it comes to gaming, game development.
The thing is, making a game does have the same principle as anything business related. Like let's say I made this chess. Yeah, this.
Just chessboard.
Yeah, I made this chessboard, and it's a game where you move this to this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's say it never existed, and this is a new creation. Yeah, that we made, and it's very competitive.
Yeah.
You know, and all that stuff. And I tried to introduce it to people. Would they consider that first?
Probably
no,
not.
absolutely. It's the same principle for everything. And let's say if I opened a restaurant and I sell juices with very weird flavors, perhaps.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and if I introduce it,
Like exotic fruits or something
yeah, exotic for
from Madagascar.
or exotic butter.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So if I introduce it to people and make them try it out, perhaps would they like it at first? No, because there's gonna be either people like it or not. So what I'm saying here is that everything has a risk and reward.
Of course.
Yeah, and including video games. But because of the thing that we have to go through, there's no funding support, there's no interest or anything. So the risk is a lot higher.
Of course. That's what I mean, right? That's what I mean. When there's no revenue, no revenue, you have somebody thinking, "Oh, I might be the guy that will bring revenue." Right? What are the odds? It's risky at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's so risky. Like for me, I risked so much. Yeah, just to show people that we can do what others can. Like
That's why I said earlier in this podcast that
yeah.
to do something out of a passion is way better than thinking of revenue, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing this out of a passion. I love doing this. I love talking to people, you know?
Yeah, true. I did this out of passion too. I didn't care about money. I couldn't care less about money, to be honest. I mean, even though it's something that we needed for sustainability.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's just if you don't have fun with whatever you're doing, just don't continue on it.
Yeah, which is
honestly, it will be a very toxic thing afterwards.
Of course. What I'm doing is basically I'm working a 9-to-5 job, like a normal job, and I'm doing this off the side. This is like if people can do that, that'll be good, right? If you don't have funding, I don't have funding to buy this. I had to, work, use my salary, some money from my salary, and buy these things. Fun things that you are passionate about, even if it doesn't make you money, because what it doesn't bring in monetary value, it brings in mental health and passion and motivation and having a work-life balance, things that I don't want to regret not doing this. There's a certain cliche when you see grandparents talk to their grandchildren, usually you hear this, they say, "Don't be like me. Go have fun. Go chase the world. Do the things I wanted to do but never could." I don't want to be that grandparent. I want to be the one that tells my grandchild, "Be like me. Seize the moment like I did." Right? That sounds a little bit conceited, but I want to lead by example. So that's the cycle I'm trying to break.
I support it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming on. Yeah. Anything you want to tell the people? As anything you want to tell them? Your message before we end this, because I think we reached an hour. So
reached an hour. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Has it been an hour already?
Yeah. An hour and 2 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay, so I have two things to say as the end of this podcast. So first, I do want to give an advice for everyone who has passion. Yeah. So if you're really passionate about anything you do, whether it's making a game, art, or anything, my recommendation is always start small. Start small on anything. If you're like, this is a mistake I've done. I started being way too ambitious and also arrogant.
Yeah,
I was, and this is actually true. Yeah, so I want people just to start small and have a proper plan on the things you're doing. Don't just do things blindly and never understand them. Yeah,
great advice.
And second, just I was gonna.
It escaped you, the thought, or did it go away? The thought? Did you?
Yeah. Okay. Follow me.
Yes.
And all that stuff. Yeah, because the game Humans Connect. This is not the end. This is the beginning. And
that's the attitude I like to hear, man.
Yeah, and I promise you're gonna see a lot of things, but I require just the patience and support.
Of course.
Everyone.
Where can people find you? Social media, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube.
Oh yeah, about that. Twitch,
Omar Al
Instagram.
Shaiji.
YouTube, and also I recently created a Discord server
Yes,
for
I
Humans
joined that.
Connect,
Yeah.
and this Discord server is gonna have everything related to the game, the updates and stuff, and people can contribute their idea and suggestion of the game. So it's an open discussion about Humans Connect. So it's not just about me any ideas. If anyone wants to contribute, you have a Discord server, and my eyes on it all the time.
I'll make sure
So
to link it. If I don't forget, inshallah, I'll put it. Your Instagram, your Twitch, your Discord. And thank you for coming. It was a pleasure. Thank you for sharing the knowledge of video games.
thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Thank you for sharing the journey of Umar. And like you said, it's just the beginning. So
Yeah, this is the beginning.
we can't wait to see what you have cooked up for us next. Thank you. See you guys until next time.